guys, Melissa here. I am doing a quick But again, if you're not confident doing it, then don't do it. So I'm using a wax, it's Ceropol. So I have the crystalline bag here, but it's this brand, Ceropol, that I like to use. My preferred is the blue pebbles, but I bought these little sensitive pebbles, and I mixed about a half and half ratio in what I'm using today. So the sensitive skin, I've noticed I get a little bit more of a reaction from. The blue works perfectly fine. The only reason I bought the sensitive is to make the formulation a little bit thinner. I would say try the straight blue to start, but they have other ones. There's a rose, there's yellow specifically for facial, but this one and the blue one are for all areas. So I can do my arms, I can do my body if I want to. That's not really my thing. I only really wax my own face and brows, and like I said, I never really started until I felt super comfortable doing it. So what you are going to need, obviously, a wax pot. Let me raise this up. Be careful. I'm just using a regular pro wax pot, about, I don't know, 12 or maybe like $15 on Amazon, or you can get them at the supply house if you're a professional like me. And then I keep all clean, different size sticks. So we have the big mama sticks for larger areas. We have the regular popsicle stick size for medium areas. And then we have the little baby size for doing brows and detail work. You'll also want to have a couple little pads like this. And I have the Ceropol blue lotion, and this is a great pre and post spray. And what it does is it cleanses, it gets rid of any oils that don't need to be there, any debris, preps the skin a little bit prior to using this type of wax. And the kind of wax I'm using is a hard wax, which means that it's stripless. When you put it on, you create your own strip. Then when it's firmed up, then you pick off and you create a little tab, and then you pull. You don't need to put a strip on top and rub it, potentially have it spread or anything like that. So for me, this is the way to go when you're waxing yourself. And it's the way to go when you're waxing your face, because it doesn't pull the skin as much, so it doesn't cause any premature aging from pulling at the skin. And it just grabs the hair. It doesn't grab the skin like a regular honey wax will. So it's a little bit less painful. It's great for the coarser hairs, you know, mustache area and eyebrows. So it really grabs that. It's like a vacuum and it sucks around the hair and it pulls it when you pull it. And it also is a little bit hydrating. So there's little oil emollients in it, so it doesn't dry out the skin. I'm just not a fan of honey or cream wax. It's great for larger areas if you're doing, you know, legs or back or whatever. But honestly, I could do everything with blue wax. I really enjoy that. Or the sensitive skin wax. I just bought a big bag of it, so I'm using it up. But I probably will just rebuy my blue wax and stick to it. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, we're gonna start with the Ceraphil Blue Lotion and spray it right on top of our little cotton. Now I'm wearing makeup from earlier, so I'm just going to remove what I have, keeping a little bit of the brow makeup, just because that helps me get my shape. Now I'm gonna start with my brows, because those are the big deals, right? I'm gonna make sure my wax is warm, but not hot. And the proper way to test wax, you dip it in, and then you turn it around like this to catch any little fibers or drips. Now, if it's really runny, it's too hot, okay? This is about the consistency you want. It starts to drip, and then you can turn it and control it. If you're really concerned, then go ahead and test a little bit on your hand and like I said, I'm doing a basic cleanup right now, so I don't need to be all super crazy arch at this point. But in my next video, I am going to start using the Retin-A. So I had to make sure to get all my waxing done before I did that. Get all those fibers, so I'm just twirling it back into itself. And for some people, I don't really use this technique, but you can, because I was a little thin right here. I can go ahead and use this stick when it's firmed up and tap, and it'll lift it up for me. Yeah, tap and then lift. And then you can go ahead and grab, pull, release. See that? Now my eyebrow's nice and clean, and everything is all together. So if you're a little thin and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm picking at this wax, I can't get it off, just take your stick. Don't be scared. Take your stick. It'll stick to itself and lift. Okay? Now I'm just gonna, it's already up, so I don't need to do all that. But if you have trouble picking up and you didn't make the little perfect tab, because application. Now go over the lip, and that's going to get all those little pricklies that are on the lip in a downward way, and get extra firm in the corner of the mouth, because those are the really stubborn ones. Okay, back and forth, so don't mess. Now the other side. And we're going to go ahead and get that other side. When you're used to it, it goes really quickly. Remember those little stubborn guards along the lip line, be careful. Get them. Those little things. Now something my clients love, and that always entertains them, is that I'll do several sections and then just pull as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and break. Now I'm going to do my other side because I'm speed waxing. Okay, got my little glob holding the hair. fully prepped enough to really get those blackheads out anyway. So you're kind of just opening up the surface and exposing the top of the blackhead. You're not actually pulling it out.